How do you see on Steam the source of the wish list? UTM app question mark UTM source is something. What is the difference in source and campaign? Must refer to an app page. Links to other pages on Steam are not supported. Must include source or campaign. Okay. So I guess I just want source. Wait. App, your app ID. Um, Twitch link. Okay, let's change this a little bit. Wait. Okay. Twitch and UTM. That's source. UTM medium versus UTM content. Guess content. I don't know. Alright, hang on a minute while I update all of these sources to track on Steam. Okay. Panels are done. Hey, Evan. Thanks, man. Now I gotta edit my Twitch links. How do I do that? Why is array find broken? Is it? I use array find. Is it broken in the newest beta? I have not updated to the newest beta. How do I edit my stream links? Why is this so hard to do? Am I dumb? It is broken for me in 1.0.89. What am I on? Can't I do like maybe Jai version? Uh-oh. 1.089. Wait, but you can look at array find. That's not private. Probably what's happening is your equal operator doesn't work. This is really simple. I think your equal operator isn't poked in correctly or it isn't working correctly. It's the equal operator. Equal operator of what though? Are you saying the equal operator of something built in is broken? Because it might not be supposed to work as you think it should, maybe. I actually cannot find the button to edit my links. How the fuck do I do this? Vector 3. Okay, well, so vector 3 should work, but, you know, there's like floating point issues, and the floating point issues won't even print unless you format the debugging. Unless you format the print statement. So you could have like something to the power of 10 to the, like 10 to the power of negative 16 or something could be one off from the other float. It just won't compile. Oh, what? Don't vector operators already have an equal? Well, anyways, you poke it in by doing so you import basic. Ooh. Somewhere you have to import, there it is. So then you say basic is whatever using basic, and then you say poke name basic. I don't actually remember how you do this. I don't know. You poke in functions with function name. I don't remember how you poke in an equal operator. If you look in the Jai Discord though, they post about it all the time. If you look up poke name, you'll find it. But that's how you do it. But yeah, that's not a module problem. That's a gotta poke the name problem. How do I change my links? Maybe edit? God damn it. Can't be this hard. I have to just be stupid. Channel, it has to be in creator dashboard. I just want to change my links, man. There we go. I think I found it. Maybe. Yes, I did. Wow, that was hard. Social link. Okay, those links are updated. Last thing I have to do before I go back to working. Chat timer. And then chat commands. Oops. Wishlist Fat Goblins on Steam and hope so long. Okay. This is the problem with this is chat wishlist. The problem with this is the link is so stupidly long now that it's like really ugly. But oh well. Game. Chat game. Steam. Okay, I've updated everything. That's... Wait, why does... Steam. That's not what that's supposed to say. Okay, chat Steam. I use dance. Okay, chat wishlist. Okay. Wishlist, Steam, game. Game. Yeah, it's such an ugly link now, but maybe people don't care about that. I want to track it. So now it's tracked. Okay. I guess that's all I have to track. And then I want to see real quick. I got the huge raid yesterday. I want to see if it's updated my wish lists. Yesterday, the 15th got 11 wish lists. So seemingly the raid did literally nothing. Did I miss the huge raid? Maybe. I got yesterday I got a raid of like 70 people and I was averaging like 30 or 40 viewers without a raid before that. So I ended up with a peak viewership of like 120. But like most things with streaming game development on Twitch, it seemed to do literally nothing. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. Like, streaming actually seems useless for marketing purposes. I guess at the moment I'm just hedging my bets that it will not be useless for the Kickstarter. But it probably will be. So how do I make this guy dash? This might be stupid, but I might try making my own animation. Or let me look at Mixamo real quick. Hang on. Mixamo. Go ahead and get my goblin in here though, so there's something on the screen. Let me just look up on Mixamo real quick. Dash. Is there like a really simple dash? No, of course not, because Mixamo is mocap, so everything... There's no game dash, which is what I want. Okay, I might try making it myself. I really... Nah, screw it. I'm gonna do bad at making it myself. Plus, it doesn't even have to have an animation, so let's just go make it. Okay. I could probably use the same logic as the other dash, actually, I think. Unarmed dash. I think it's gonna be instant and no cooldown. Yeah. And with the cooldown, I mean no cast time. Okay. So this has stab dash remaining. I guess I'll do the same thing. Because technically maybe it's possible in some situation to do both dashes at the same time somehow. So they just shouldn't use the same data. Oh, I hear a static, hang on. Okay, well, it's fixed for me. I don't know if it's fixed on stream or not. Sorry, off-topic question. I know you wrote a lot of stuff from scratch, so did you do something to handle default Windows resizing, or is the game only full screen to fix borderless window? What do you mean fix? Hang on, let me restart my guy. I should make him automatically restart. That wouldn't be that hard. What do you mean fix? What do you mean handle default Windows resizing? Like dragging it? I did. So I guess you just mean literally dragging it. Yeah, so it's not hard. What you do is glfw just has a... Hey, thanks for the follow. That was really quiet. What? Whatever. glfw has a thing for that. Callback. Somewhere. Set Windows size callback. And then I have a size callback function. This is probably it. So when you get a size callback, I think that means you dragged your window, and then I just set the viewport size, which sets my saved viewport size and actually calls GL viewport. That's all I do, I guess. So actually, this does not, in fact, handle... Oh, and then also, yeah, so this is where this happens. This is kind of bad code at the moment. I have a window size, width, and height in my settings, and if any of these things change, blah, 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 then it sets the window size, and I think this triggers the deferred manager to resize the buffers, I think. But something like that. Hang on. I think I turned down Chrome volume in my... Okay, no, I don't know why OBS was so quiet. Whatever. Oh. Alright. My actual system volume is low. There we go. Gotcha, I assume you're not running the game on the main thread. I assume you're not... I kind of am. Yeah, kind of am. So you're talking about then that it freezes when you resize, right? If you're talking about main thread resizing. So no, my game does just freeze when you resize. Yeah, so it just freezes. But it's kind of annoying to fix that because if you're not running on the main thread, maybe you could run it off the main thread, but like lock it in with semaphores or something so it's effectively on the main thread. But a lot of GLFW and OpenGL things just actually don't work if you're not on the main thread. So it would be a little bit annoying to do that, but it would be kind of the same thing. It's just like, I guess, like inputs or something, you'd have to query on the main thread in a semaphore lock and then continue off thread. So you'd basically just have a single thread process, but switching back and forth between the two threads, I guess. That's what I would do. I do not do that though. It just freezes. Screw you if you resize the game. Unarmed dashing. This is the very last thing. Blade. Start unarmed dash. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. Yeah, for my next game I will do that because this game, like I said, originally was not supposed to be that serious. But like setting up the foundation of the system like that is not that hard. Does that go to 1? It goes to 1. Yeah, here. So this is just a bit different. There's no tracker to reset, it just does it. So when you tap right click, yeah, when you tap right click, if you have a glaive, you start charging. Otherwise, just dash. But didn't we just listen to this? Okay, so way down here, this, I guess, if that, there's no wait. Oh, it's... Okay. This doesn't even have to be a thing. If unarmed dash remaining is greater than, it's just this, right? So this is actually going to exactly copy this code. It's just this. Unarmed dash. Stab dash. So I guess though, okay, this is a bit awkward. I can do this manually. So I have my can cast manager, but I want you to be able to cast while you're doing your unarmed dash. That's fine, because eventually it's gonna have a cooldown. Maybe I add task add cooldowns. That can be today, because I'm doing indicators. So the problem with this at the moment is that I think if I tap right click, it's gonna dash like 100 times. But it's done. I'm done with this. Let's try it, I guess. Okay, so get rid of my spear. Yeah, so that's like... Okay, that's what I thought would happen. I see no reason otherwise, though, to limit it based on whether this has already happened, because there's some situation maybe in the future where something could reset your cooldowns, and I don't know why you would not be allowed to dash twice in a row. So... okay, I have to think a bit about how to do this. Now I guess I want to go ahead and add cooldowns. What's next? Make the glaiveblade dash when unarmed. Okay, for now, if this is greater than 0, return. Why not? I just want to see if the physics is right. Okay, get rid of that. Yeah, I'm running. Okay, physics is not right. Oh, because it's not letting me dash while I'm punching. Okay, I have another idea. I could pass an ability into here. Maybe this is stupid. I think it is int by default. So none, and then glaiveblade unarmed dash. Something like this. I'm trying to think of like a ergonomic way of typing this. So essentially what I'm trying to do is your punch cooldown does not affect your dash. So you'd say like if ability and glaiveblade unarmed dash. But see, it's not this. See, this looks super fucking ugly. Is this the same as doing this? So the problem is no, right? Hang on. Bitwise operators. What is this even? No, it's none of this. Oh, XOR. Okay, so how many classes are there now? 10. Yeah, 10 are done. Except ultimate, so most of them are not done, and like 2 abilities are not done. XOR, so if it's not this, I don't think that's exactly what I want. When I add more abilities, this is basically always going to be true. Nice, yeah. So also, actually this is right. So this is literally if it's not an unarmed dash. I hate this. I just feel like there has to be a better way to write this. It's so ugly. A bit unarmed dash. I'm trying to future-proof it also, so like it's probably fine. And I guess this thing should include the cooldowns. And so if it's including the cooldowns, you would have the same bit of logic for ability and glaiveblade unarmed dash. Then, and man, now it has to have a time. Okay, I'm making a big change right now. we're gonna, after all imports, add context. We're gonna put the time in the context. It's probably way overdue that I do this. So I can just start setting this as context time. Everything here is context time. This time, context time. And then, okay, so this is a bit of a problem. This is loop time. And then context time becomes loop time, because like stuff like this has to have it eventually. This is calculating the number of loops. Next physics time is... That's fine. Technically, I think it would be in my interest to subtract something from this. -1. So that never does the delta time ever possibly become 0. That could be weird. Well, I wonder what this is used for. Basically nothing. Okay, I've updated my context time. Now, when I'm doing this, the context time has to become next physics time. And now, I don't know what to do about this guy. Guess you can go back to being loop time. It feels really weird to switch back and forth like this. This is kind of the only thing that's super weird though, is the looping, because it's on a physics tick. So that's okay. Then rendering is weird. It just takes the time? That doesn't sound right. I guess the thing is, it takes the time, which is okay, but everywhere it interpolates, it subtracts the update rate milliseconds, so that kind of is automatically handled. I can, this is a little bit nicer to defer time as loop time here, maybe, after it's done with the physics loops. And that's it. So it's a big change, but I'm actually not going to update all the stuff that it affects yet. But so for example, here, when I'm getting can cast, I technically need the time, and now I have it. So like half the fucking functions in my game take a time. Now they don't have to. Let me post in the Discord. I didn't do that yet. Working on glaiveblade unarmed. Alien ability indicators. Okay. So as opposed to this, the other thing I was thinking of, I could have, if an ability, I could have like a list of abilities that aren't affected by other abilities. And then I would just have a function that does like, yeah, it's not even a enum flag. So I would have a function that passes in the ability that you're casting for, and then the current ability you're casting, and it would automatically determine if this is valid. Let me just see how that looks. The problem with that, there's not that many abilities. So if I were to have an array of whatever I want, that wouldn't be that bad. But otherwise, I'd have to have like a lookup table of. I'd have to have a lookup table of the things. Yeah, which. That's really ugly and annoying to manage. So, and this isn't going to happen often, I think. So this might just be the best way to do it. That's not supposed to be. Okay. Guess I'll try this out. That should do it, I guess. So basically, you're allowed to punch. You're allowed to dash. If you're dashing, you're allowed to be punching, is what that means. Oh, man. So this has to go here. This is another problem with it. I'm gonna change playlist. That's fine. Start unarmed dash. Glaiveblade unarmed dash. Oh wait. I could require you. I should require you to pass this in probably. It's kind of annoying, man. Hey, Goko. How's it going? Undergo identifier time. Uh-oh. I thought stuff on the context was essentially in the scope of the namespace. And I said, add context. Is it not? Don't know. I think it is. So what else is on the context? There's like a base context or a context base or something. Guess it's context base. I don't actually recall accessing any of these without context dot. Maybe context is not automatically in the namespace. That would change. I mean, it doesn't change much, but so like, for example, all this stuff, sure, whatever. And then we have loop time, and now we have context time. I guess it's not, this is not so nice to do. Context time becomes loop time, context time becomes next physics, back to loop time. That is it. Yeah, I mean, I do remember accessing things through context dot, so I guess context is just not automatically in the namespace. I guess it could be confusing if it is. Why is it taking so long to load? Something is not right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, I can basically only assume done initializing clouds. This is because of my context change. Probably. Or the fact that I added a -1 somehow, magically. Last time, -1, next time. What happens if I do this? It was 1 millisecond though. Yeah, same issue. The context change really did it. I am very suspicious of that. I don't think that did it. Oh, because I'm still using it in places like this. That's okay. Yeah. I'm gonna set this as time. Because this is, it's kind of feels weird to do this, but this is technically valid because this is an inner scope. So now everything that says loop time, which is only 2 things, I think. Yeah, it's just time. Anyways, that fixes it, probably. So I think what was happening is somehow... Okay, that time, the initial time was in seconds, the new time was in milliseconds. So it was trying to process stuff probably for like 10,000 times in a row or something. Cool. What was I even testing? Oh, if I can punch and dash, which yes, I can. This is not how the dashing is supposed to work, but... Okay. A single dash is like this. So the thing is, right now, there's no indicator of the dash at all, okay? Okay, there's a couple problems. Right now there's no indicator of the dash at all. Which there should be, which basically will mean you stop moving your feet, which I already have logic for, I think, and then I'll have little smoke clouds come out of you as you're dashing. And the other thing is, this dash works the same way as an ability dash, but it's like a sidestepping punching dash. So actually, the direction of the dash should be your velocity. So if you're moving to the right relative to your cursor, I want you to continue moving to the right, or faster. This is this. Stab dash. Doesn't have to have a name. Yeah. All the dashes should have some stuff going on visually. Get rid of this. Why does something about my feet look white? You see that? Oh, my feet are clipping through my shoes. That's fine. This is a temporary outfit. So if I'm going this way, cool, I dash that way. That's pretty good. Give me that. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people have white feet and skin. You're right. Some of the goblins are barefoot. Did you know that? What do you think about that, Google? Ooh. Kinda hot. Okay. The princess is barefoot too. The Chonker princess. Isn't she? Let's go see. Is it princess by chance barefoot? Yeah. I think her feet get bigger the fatter she is. Oh, right now her feet don't go through her clothes though, but look. Ooh. There's a guy working on, this is my first time seeing the princess. Actually, really? There's a guy working on new clothing assets, and I'm gonna ask him to work on... Is that maximum plumpness? I think no. He's gonna work on new... Oh, wait, maybe it is. He's gonna work on new clothing assets and... the princess assets and the goblin asset. And so he's gonna make it hopefully way less shit than what I did. But now that you ask if that's maximum plumpness, that reminds me that I have to actually change this. I think it is maximum plumpness. Yeah, it is. But so it's not big enough. So I don't really know what to do because I want it. I don't know. Hang on. X times X. What is this? If you go to 0.25. Do I want her to be exponentially fatter? I don't know. I can probably just guess some numbers. So this goes up 2. This one maybe can go up 4. And this one maybe can go up 8. This seems like too big of numbers. I might have to cut these all in half or something. Let me see it in action. What? Oh, the changing plumpness? No. I think it's not in the game. Holy. Wait, see. That's pretty fucking funny. That's... Wait, that's kind of really funny though. Can the worker toss her? That's... Yeah, that's an up... Not currently, but that's an upgrade. That's a rune upgrade you can get. She can also go into the catapult. Yeah, I want her to not slide. It sucks that she slides. She can go into the catapult and get launched also through a catapult. Is that too big? That's like maximum plumpness though. So what I can do, okay, I'll do this for you. It's not correct because I need to look at this anyways. It doesn't have the right animations, but if how did this even work? Every 2 seconds. If time over 2000, floor of this percent. Let's just overwrite this for now. This should let me cycle through something every 2 seconds, I think. Whoops. I guess I can do this same thing, maybe? I don't know what the operator precedence here is with the cast and the percent sign. There's no doubt she is plump now. Before I wasn't sure if she was max. That's kind of too big of a change. You know what I could do? Wait. This is maybe smart. I mean, I'm getting pretty distracted, but this is good to fix. So I have these things associated with the princess, and I have princess weight counts. Okay, princess red, princess blue. So I guess the max weight I'll have like food per weight. If you feed her 2, maybe she increases. Adjust princess plumpness. Wow, thanks. Okay, so then I'll say food count, and then I'll have some function, which should not be here, but get princess weight. So the correct way to do it most likely would be to get the seal of princess red. Well, if the team is red, princess red food count. There can also be no team, technically, but whatever. So get the food count over, which is an int, so I guess actually I'll cast this to float right now. Get the food count of this thing over the food per weight. And then get the seal of that, and then cast that to int, and clamp that between 0 and how many things? I have 4 models, so I want the maximum weight to be 8. Why would there be no team? It's just like a fallback state of, like, I think it's generally bad to have a value of 0 mean something. So with my teams, I have starting out none and then red and blue. So like also, for example, it's just a rule of thumb, I guess, as a logical thing. And so for example, if there's like if I add critters onto the map, which I want to do, if I add critters, or definitely there will be NPCs on the map actually at some point. If I add that onto the map, they would have a team of none. If they need a team, which they might for certain things based on how the game is set up, they would have a team of none. Okay, so this is the princess weight. Now based on the princess weight, I need like get princess model, which I think I already have maybe. And this is a animated. Yeah. This is kind of annoying. If weight is 0. See, this is annoying because I guess I'll just have a ton. I'll just have fucking. Let's do this. God, it makes sense, yeah. If the weight is less than 2, actually, then I guess I could have weight per model. Currently, 2. This is becoming a bit like redundant and stupid. Yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm just gonna hard code it because it's easier to go back through this code and read without being confused. If the weight is less than 2, model is princess skinny model. So 0 and 1. And there's a reason I'm adding 2. I have 2 per the thing. You'll see in a minute. And then I wonder if you're allowed to overfeed her. I guess I don't see why not, actually. So the food count can, I guess, go up as high as you want it to go. And there will be like, to-do doesn't work yet. There will be like a princess red last fed time. I'm just going to type this out here with a to-do so I remember to actually put this in the game. To-do. After you feed the princess, she should retain that weight without counting down for like 10 seconds or something. Okay. So, chubby, fat, fattest. And now I remove these. Else model is princess skinny model. So actually then if this is clamping to 8, so let's just say this makes more sense, right? Probably. So 6 and 7. So actually, we don't clamp at all. No clamping. You just cast it in and return. That will return something, and if it goes over 6, she's the fattest. That's simple enough. Now I need some function to determine her weight, Desmos. So it's gonna be like, or her size. I guess going to 2 times at fattest is pretty okay. So actually it can just be this. Okay, I mean, that's easy. Model, scale. Oh wait, this is base, so this is kind of stupid sounding. Model, because this is an animated model, and so I have to adjust the base sizing. So anyways, .9, 0.9, 0.9. Fat scale. Okay, so first we will clamp the weight now. And here at least. Kind of do want fucking... I can name it better though. Weight stages. guess this is okay. So max weight stage. Is this right? So this is saying the maximum weight she can be at 1.0 is effectively 8 and then 7. So her weight will be either 0 up to 7. You know, it might be even funnier, and I kind of like this idea. What if I allow her to go up to 1 and then I immediately say something like, oh, you can't see this thing. If I allow her to go up to 1, and then y is basically something like 0.1 times x plus 0.9. So her weight curve is like this, something. Or I could even do it better. Square root of x plus 1, maybe. I don't know if it has to be that complicated. But I mean, this does prevent her from getting like incredibly stupidly fat. Like, I guess there should be an upper limit on it. So maybe another equation would be something like, is it this? Yeah. Hang on. How would this work exactly? I don't know if this one's going to work. But it'd be x plus 1 to get it to go here, which is 0.5 plus 1.5. Then I actually need this whole thing, I guess. Confused. Hang on, please hold. It is 0.5. Oh. This is basically what I'm getting at, except I need the whole thing to, the whole function to be scaled differently than this. So I guess that would be, it's very hard to do that, isn't it? I thought if you do 10x, that changes the scaling of it. And I guess emits. There we go. Yeah, see, that's not even right. So maybe 100 or something crazy. Am I doing it wrong? .1? Okay, I just about give up. Okay, not this one. what are we looking for? I'm thinking I might allow her, no, not really a smooth curve. I might allow her to, so this is going to be the curve, x squared, but I might allow her to get fat forever. Forever she can become fatter. Because it might just lead to a few every now and then completely ridiculous game states. So change the scaling of this like this. But I thought it would be really easy to just plug these numbers in here. I guess the thing is I need to subtract or add by 1 first to get it to go to 0. And then subtract by 1. And this is the actual function maybe that I'm scaling. Yeah, like that. Well, okay. Whatever. I'm just gonna do a linear function for now. I don't really have to do this. So my linear function is just 0.2. Okay, back to this. So I have my fat scale, which this is a clamped between 0 and 7. I will divide then by max weight stage minus 1. Something has to get cast to a float. Okay. So this squared, this makes you up to 2 times fatter. And then I will say additional fat scale. Yeah. This is the weight minus the max weight stage, and then I'll get the max of this in 0, just divided by, or divided by 5, or that's 0.2 or something. And now I add that back here. So after she gets past her max weight stage, she starts scaling linearly. Okay. So I can remove all the scales. Did I already do that? I can remove all the scales from this. Now, all this should go right above the load model because it's not lifetime function type thing. Now I just get the princess model based on team. So screw this, although what I will do is say food count is to cast int of every 2 seconds you will get every 1 second you'll get a new piece of food. We'll see how that goes. And then I'm also gonna say I'll start you out like after 5 seconds. So max of this and 0. So I have down here now princess red food count. Princess red food count. Princess blue food count. Okay, I don't need any of this. That should, I guess, be fine. So she like automatically scales And so the reason I did this with multiple foods per stage is that her model will only change once every 2 or 4 foods or something, but her size changes all the time. Okay, so there she's slowly getting fatter. Okay, some of the jumps seemed pretty big. That one wasn't right. Okay, hang on, there is an issue. Okay, she just keeps getting larger and larger and larger. Maybe there does need to be diminishing returns. Let it go on. I do think it's really funny that it goes on, but it can't be this fast. This is... She can get as big as she wants right now. Oh, I shouldn't have picked her up. She's vibrating now. Whoops. Okay, I'll let that keep going while I fix this. This is kind of funny, but so there's 2 issues. Where is this? I think I did this incorrectly. Yeah, this is supposed to be... So this is -8. It's supposed to be minus... I guess I should just do it here, -1. So everything like this is... It already includes the -1. Do you have some way to tag the stream? Like the beat tag? Oh, like, what do you mean, like? Do the math and watching her grow? I mean, I'm not gonna edit it. She sure is big now. So, like, how would this even work then? When you press E right here, she goes, like, all the way above your head? Like, I can't even pick her up now. I don't know where she... This is clearly not okay. That is one fat princess. This is how the game is intended to be played. Okay. So I do have to change the scaling. I'm not against this idea, but I think there has to be an upper limit. Let's try this before I get into this. Let's just say fat scale is 2, additional fat scale is 2. Let's see if this is a reasonable... This is... I think maybe she should only be allowed to get... After you fed her like 4 times the maximum amount of food, she should be like 2 times the scale. Okay, so that... Oh, it's stupid because she's not fat yet. Okay, so this is not okay. This is way too big. What if it goes back down to 0? What? So the actual fat scale... Oh, it's supposed to go to 1. That's, I think, why it looked so incorrect. Okay, let's try this. Could you do like after n, each one is worth 1/4? It's currently after the maximum, each one is worth... Okay, I need to make her just straight up. I need to do this also. After you've reached the maximum, each one is worth 20%. But it needs to be diminishing. The problem is that it cannot go on forever like that. So this being the literal maximum state in the game. I mean, this is kind of fun. Looks like a good max state. Yeah, this my goal is also for this to be hard to get to. Okay, sure. So this will be the limit. Okay. Additional max weight. trying to think about how this should work. I could allow you to keep feeding her forever and she doesn't get fatter. Or I could actually clamp your food. Like at a certain point, she won't eat. I think it makes sense if at a certain point she doesn't eat anymore. Okay. I guess it does make more sense to say stages per weight instead of weight stages. And then I have... Ooh, I don't even know how to word this. Absolute max food. I feel like my math is not clean anymore. This is not what I was supposed to be doing right now. So it would be... Yeah, see, I'm getting confused already. There are 4 stages. So the max amount of food is effectively max food is effectively food per weight times stages per weight times 4, isn't it? Or is it weight per stage? Weights per stage? This kind of makes more sense. Okay. So here, for example, weights per stage times 4. Okay, that makes sense. So this is the max food. And now this is the absolute max food. That would be, oh, doing it slightly incorrectly. This is that minus 1. That times 4 times 4 minus 1. Yeah, this math feels bad. But it's, I mean, I can make it work, so I guess it's fine. This is almost completely pointless now. It is completely pointless. Because with how I just changed this math, it's easier to do it this way. Food count over, yeah, food per, because I need food count now. Weights per stage. So weights per, yeah, this, or alternatively, foods per weight times, this makes sense too, right? So now, see, I already have max food count. I don't need this. I don't need this. So I'll say fat scale is cast afloat of clamp food count max food. Guess call it food. And does that include the minus 1? Yeah. And okay. Additional fat scale. So it's changed just a bit to try and better fit all this stuff into it. Food 0 absolute max food. Okay, so the thing is, this actually needs to be additional max food, and it would be I guess it would be this number minus this number. And I'll comment you have to feed her 4 times as much as normal to reach absolute max food. That's probably okay. It's already, so this math is a little bit weird because it already includes -1. What do I do about that? It's -1. Ugh. It's because it starts at 0. 0 to 1 is something, 1 and 2 is something, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, whatever. Guess it's okay. Okay. Or the same logic, actually. I think this number even maybe turns out to be the same. Something about my math is making it be this weird. Like, if you feed her twice, if you feed her once, she doesn't change. If you feed her twice, she does change. Okay. So when you feed her, so 0 to 1, 1, 2, 3, wait, no, 2, 3. She changes. 4, 5, she changes. 6, 7, she changes. So this is why effectively the max amount of food you can give her, okay, that's is 7. I guess that's okay. It's just, yeah, I guess it's okay. From a gameplay perspective, that does make the most sense. So now then, though, if I take this number, which is you can give her 7 foods, and then I try to say 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so this is why it has to be something -1. Okay, got it. I guess I'll do it like this then. So this is just additional max foods. Okay. So then I take your food, I subtract max food, which is 7, and then I clamp you to additional max food. Got it. So this seems okay. So now the fat scale becomes something like this. 1 plus this squared, an additional fat scale. So this is what I have to figure out. So this has to just be something that goes through some curve that should start out pretty smooth. I think doing an exponent thing is stupid, isn't it? It goes to 1 technically, kinda. This is maybe okay. I'll try that. So then I'll say this whole thing for exponent. Oh, 1, wait, over 1 minus exponent negative 2. So that goes from 0 to 1. That's all I do then, I guess. 1 minus exponent negative x, and then over 1 minus exponent negative 2. Clamp that again. Times 2. That can go here. Okay, now let's try it. Also, print. Let's go look at the princess. Skinny. Slightly fatter. That transition just didn't seem fast. Okay, now I think she's past her max state. So now it's at 2 and slowly going up to... So... I think this seems okay. The only thing I might want to try though, so now it's going up like really slowly, right? And it's almost at the top. I should print out the food counts. Well, no, it should clamp here. Okay, now it's done. So this is the maximum state of the princess. That is pretty big, but yeah, it should be really hard to get here. I think it's not hard enough to get here based on how many ticks I just saw it do. I'm just completely guessing. So additional, I'll say, I don't know, 4 times as much, so that would be times 4. Okay, that will work. So yeah, the other thing I wanted to try real quick, I think I'm done with this. I multiply this by 2, which is effectively making the curve flatter at the end. I'm pretty sure. So if I go down to this value, I think since I'm scaling the whole thing, this might make the curve, how do I word it? Less sloped at the start. So she should get fatter slower once she has reached the maximum fatness. Okay. This feels okay. She's like barely getting fatter. This is kind of what I wanted. It's taking each one of these things, she's increasing one size, is 2 foods, actually. Yeah, this is taking a lot of food. And she is pretty gigantic already. So then you can carry her. Oh my god, she's huge. That is one fat goblin. Okay. This is just about her max size. Go bounce around. Okay. Cool. I'll say that's done. princess scaling stuff kind of works. Woo, that's right. Princess gets fatter. Okay, well that was a big distraction. There you go. I done to your task, Google. So I already actually did this test on make it glaiveblade dash, except I think I'll so I'll do cooldowns, which won't be hard, and then ability indicators, which won't be hard. And then I think I'll probably have time to do task add trail when you dash and smoke when you dash. Okay, before that, real quick, I'm gonna get a snack and then I'll do this stuff. So I'll be right back in like 2 minutes. I'm back. Hey, Chandu. I'm good. How you doing? Is the mic working? I think so. Okay. So this is done. Let's do first cooldowns, I think. So there's kind of a question here. I'll start with the glaiveblade since that's what I'm working on. There's going to be cooldown indicators, okay? And those can either be private or public, kind of. So those can be, what I mean by private or public is like they are public in memory. But you could track the cooldown for every single player, or you could track the cooldown for just yourself, your own client. So, like, I think the best way to do it would be track the cooldown for every single player, because there may be at some point in the future when I want to show the cooldowns for other classes. Like if a class has the ability to refresh cooldowns, you could see them on the other classes maybe, or maybe just in general, you can always see allies cooldowns. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, probably okay. This also raises another issue that I'm going to run into in like 30 minutes, where you have your cast charge times, which are based on your animation durations. And that's fine because it's logic. It's not actually animation, it's logic. But technically, when I render the indicator decals, those have to be yeah, when I render those decals based on the animations, those have to be done in the render method, but they are logic. So basically for every class, I'm just going to have to actually use the render method. Every class currently has a render method that does almost nothing for like 90% of classes. I guess it'll just go there. That's different logic, but that's fine. Okay, so first, dash cooldown. This, the way I'm going to do it is just a float. So it's going to be a remaining delta time. Ow. So okay, when you dash, this is where this gets a little bit annoying. So first, before I do this, okay, the CanCast Manager currently doesn't require you to have an ability, but I think it should, and this is going to be super fucking annoying because everything calls this. So let me just go through and think about worker swing, worker big swing. Kind of all the worker has. Then demolitionist. Wait, these aren't cool. Oh, this is just all abilities in the game. Throw bomb. Demolitionist, big bomb. All abilities in the game. So worker ultimate, demolitionist ultimate, worker ladder, worker run and cry. Spoilers, these are all the abilities in the game. Demolitionist, big bomb, demolitionist, run, and yell, I think it's called. Demolitionist, trebuchet. These are going to be a lot of abilities. Oh, Guess that's a swing. The worker also has a vertical swing. Is it two different abilities in the logic? Swinging, chopping down. It is. Okay, I guess this feels kind of stupid. Is this really necessary? Time to play a different playlist. Probably. Let's try this. This is the can cast manager, so it's supposed to tell you if you can cast. So I guess you would have to pass in an ability. It would be really weird if I only require you to pass in the abilities that have cooldowns, right? I guess. Okay. You only have 2 swings. Block. Parry. Glaiveblade, first swing, glaiveblade, second swing, blade, third stab. After this, I guess you have dash, glaiveblade, punch, right? Every ability in the game has got to go here. Unarmed dash, glaiveblade, throw, glaive. Okay. Throw glaive, charged. Throw charge glaive, charge throw glaive, whatever. And is that it? He has so many abilities. And there's recover glaive, but that doesn't really exist yet, so I guess I won't include it. Okay, now glaive blade's done. Next is archer. Shoot. Archer, charge, shoot. Grapple. Is the archer missing an ability? Why can he do so few things? Let me look real quick at my notes. I thought I was totally done with the archer, but maybe I forgot one thing. Oh, he can, I remember. Oh yeah, I haven't done this yet. Archer charge shot. So this, like, makes his shot special. Piercing or something. Archer ultimate. I think that's it. Here, shoot, musketeer, charge, shoot. Here, throw, barrel. What else can you do? Aren't I missing something for you too? I guess not. Holding right click does nothing for this guy? Oh, reload ammo. That's it. It's crazy how hard it is to remember all these things. And then priest and dark priest. Priest, channel, heal, priest, AoE heal, priest, staff, swing staff, smite. Smite maybe has to be removed. Drain, channel, drain. I'm kind of questioning my decision of making every ability in the game in this enum now. There's a lot. AoE drain. How do you drain heal is what it'd be called. Dark priest. Target heal. That's it. I think. Channel drain, AoE drain, drain heal, target heal. Yeah. Alright, and finally, fire mage, fireball. Is it one word? Yeah. Fireball. I guess I'll call it charge. It's kind of so big, I use somewhere else. Charged. Mage, blink, fire, mage. Did I call it evocate? What did I call it? Meditate. Ice bolt, frost mage, ice. Frost Nova, Frost Mage, Frost Bind. I don't know if this counts as an ability. I don't know. Okay, I'm done. So technically, all of this has to get passed in. Wait, that's not that many. Thanks for the follow. Can cast. Okay, so this is a situation where you give it none, actually, because this is trying to sit. Well, for now, I'll give it none. There's a chance sitting becomes like an action, kind of. Archer. Shoot. See, this is why I'm questioning this decision. Archer, shoot, technically, a lot of these things you can't differentiate this way. And you don't always need to. Like, charge things. Like this. I don't need chopping down. Charged, I don't need. Swing, I kind of just don't need any of this. I just need swing, spin, block, parry, ultimate. Also the same for this guy, I think. Swing, probably. Yeah. Dash, I don't need charged. I just need punch. So this is not like a perfect representation of the abilities anymore, but that's okay. The rest of this is okay. Archer, shoot. So this one is grapple. Dark priest. Channel drain is what that should be, except, oh my god, see, even this is fucking awkward. Yeah, this is not how this should work technically either. So you get your target goblin. If mouse left buffered and can cast goblin channel drain. And you have a target. Otherwise, if mouse left buffered and can cast Dark Priest target heal, which I kind of want to remove this ability, I think. But whatever. And drain channel charges. You have something to use. You have currency. Okay. Technically, this is how this has to work. This is the same logic, I think. This is if you don't have a target. Well, it's not, right? It's if you don't have a target and... Okay. And you have currency to use. Ugh. Might be making all this code worse. Almost done with this though. Start ice. Is that really? Oh, see, that's another weird situation. So this does either thing. Yeah, maybe this is not a good representation of how the abilities work, but basically it's start ice and start frost. I think, right? Start frost. Yep. That's weird, but that's how it is. This one's frost. That's it. This one's ultimate. Glaiveblade swing. So if you have your glaive, okay, so see, this is also not right. Ugh. Yeah, this actually matters a lot. If mouse left buffered and can cast. This is like one of the few cases where I'm actually going to use this ability parameter. If you have the glaive and you're clicking left and you can swing. Wait, swing. That's not swing. Oh. Yep, another weird situation. It's not just swing. I'm sure I got a lot of these wrong actually. So for this, I'm gonna have to redo this off stream. It's swing dash. And this one, the rest I think makes sense, I think. else if mouse left buffered and not has glaive and glaiveblade. What are you trying to do now? I guess you're just trying to punch. Consume the buffer. And you do always punch, so that's all I have to check. Okay. A little bit awkward to do it this way. I don't so much like what I'm doing right now, but it technically works. And I already did swing. That's not a swing. Why'd I do that? If you have the glaive and your mouse right buffered and you can throw, you're just throwing. Otherwise, if you don't have the glaive, you're dashing. Okay. Musketeer. Musketeer, shoot. Throw barrel. That's the priest channel heals. Aw, this might also end up being weird. Yeah. It's okay though. So that's priest channel, because this works differently from all the other classes, because if you're just holding down left click, you can transfer between other classes, so it has like special logic. So priest AoE heal. This one, priest ultimate, priest. So this isn't just smite. This is actually the way the smite works, which I might remove it, like I said, is swing smite. You do either one depending on how long you charge. Okay, I think priest is done. Yep. Almost down the list. Warrior. Block? Block parry. You do either one based on how long you do it for. Again. Block parry. Warrior swing. Oh wait. Again. Swing spin. What is this doing? That is such a bad way to do it. Oh my god. Interesting. I should... It technically works. I should not be checking if you can't cast. So swing can continue is like additional logic down below to check if you're something like between 80 and or like 70 and 90% done with your swing, and then you can chain it into another swing. But the glaive blade now does the same thing, but in a much more reasonable way. Yeah, so this guy, I don't know if I already did this. No charge swing. Okay, so yeah, you don't need vertical. You don't need chop. Chop is it's a swing from the context of the ability system. Worker swing, and this is you trying to change hats, so this is debug code anyways. All right, let's see if it compiles, and now I can add in cooldowns. thought I would have issues like this. It's my only issue? Really? Okay, so part of the benefit of this you at the very end of everything always the dash cooldown is going to be like 1 second. What if I do this? This is kind of stupid. Dash CD. .5 seconds. Wait, is that how I wanted to do it? Then I just set the dash cooldown to 1.0. I think it's better if it has a time. Yeah, probably, right? So then it'd just be minus DT if I give it a time. And then there's no like upwards clamping, so it's just the maximum of these things. Okay. So when you dash, which I guess is this effectively, start dash. This is when you dash. Dash. I don't know how to say this. I guess I will call it remaining. It's trying to keep the typing smaller because this has to actually be tracked. So it'll be 1.5 seconds. So now it is remaining. Okay. When you dash, that gets set to dash cooldown. That looks right, and always it does this. So now in the can cast manager, if you're trying to, if you're a glaiveblade, if ability and glaiveblade dash. Uh-oh. You can't say that. There is a difference between swing and dash. Can cast is can cast and glaiveblade. Oh, I'm already using glaiveblade, so dash remaining cooldown is 0. That's all. But I have to fix this. So I guess the way to do this then, I wish these could be an enum flag. I guess it could be, right? It's no, it can't really be. It's already like 40. If I do an enum flag, it can kind of only be like 63 or something. And I'm not done with this, so. Okay, here's what I'll do for now. It will be an enum flag. Enum flags. I guess of a U64. And it will start out as none. And I will actually only pass this in for things that need it. Because it's already become super weird, like I'm mixing some things based on how the ability logic works, so I was hoping I could keep it 1-to-1 with the actual logic of casting abilities, but that's just not how the gameplay works. You cast, like, a lot of times you start casting 2 abilities at the same time until you let go and then it decides what to do. So find a new playlist also. So I will dash in, I will add in both of these things and their enum flags. So now I'm already using it that way. In the glaiveblade class, when you swing way up here, you can say or glaiveblade dash. If you can cast either of these, so let me though be sure this is, my logic is right. Yeah, because I'm actually not, I have to check my bitwise math stuff. So what's happening is it ands it, wait, it ands it with only this. Okay, that's not exactly right. So the way this should actually work, this is weird. So it's, if this is the only thing, so it's some kind of XOR or whatever, if this is the only thing, then it's checking this, but if it's not, it actually has to check a combination of logic of both of them occasionally. So the implication of that is each ability would potentially have its own set of logic. Yeah, this is no good. I don't like this at all. And then both of those bits would have to be false for this to end up being false. So it's like, super weird. What I could do, okay, another way to do this with saying true to this bitwise stuff. Another way to do it is I can actually treat each, I can have the can cast be a U64, and I can put into this thing a 1 for the specific ability that it's testing, or 0. And then at the end, if anything is 1, you're allowed to cast. So that would fix the logic with passing in multiple abilities. But how would that work? So effectively, yeah, you would have a weight to it, which you would have all, which is like 2 to the power of 63 or whatever. And by default, the can cast value would affect everything to the power 63. It would be like, I don't really like that. It would change from being this can cast chain to being like, I think this is how you do it though. You have can cast U64 equals like all or something, whatever that would be. And then if this thing, or yeah, see, it's so fucking weird. It'd be like this, maybe? If X this, then all else none. It'd be something like this. And this is telling you, based on this condition, you can either still cast anything or nothing. I mean, this isn't that bad, actually. It's not. I don't think it early outs though, right? Like I don't actually know. If this is 0 and you do this and bitwise operator, I wonder if it just like early exits this whole thing, because sometimes the has waits are not necessarily free. There can be some math in there. Well, the other way to do it for now, before I figure this out, is instead of doing this, you do it twice. If you can do either one of these, you start doing your thing. You start charging your dash. I think what you'll do though, fuck, it sucks that this is like manual logic, but if you cannot dash, you immediately start your swing. So it would say if dash is charging, which now it is, if not this or not can cast goblin, glaiveblade dash. This sucks a lot. Figuring out the right way to do this is really hard. This should work though. So it'll immediately cast. And it will be a swing. Okay. I guess one more time then I check if this is greater than the duration of the thing or whatever. So the thing here is I could let you keep charging up even if you can't dash, but that I just think that doesn't make sense because this one specifically will force you to immediately swing. So yeah, I guess let me try it. Also, I'm going to add this in here in case this is not how it is. None is 0, just in case it doesn't know. So let's dash. That's not a dash. Oh shit. Okay, let's dash. Okay, it thinks I cannot dash, apparently. Oh. That's probably good. I think it thinks I can't dash because I'm pretty sure it's checking if it's 0 or something. The remaining cooldown. If you're asking about the glaiveblade dash, it has to be 0. Okay, now hang on. That should be true. Let's see what that is. I'm changing this playlist too. I don't know what to change it to. Worker swing. It declares trying to use the next value in enum, but the previous value was not a valid flag. No, I want it to be... I think I'm still allowed to do that though, actually. I think that's okay as long as maybe I say this one is 1. There we go. Okay, trying to dash and it's saying 0, 0, 0, so that should allow me to dash, so maybe I fucked up the logic. Let's print both of these. False, false. That's actually Correct. I should have checked it at the start. True, true. True, true. You charge your dash. Oh. Okay. So the problem is because you're starting your dash charge, so immediately you're no longer allowed to cast. And so down here, when you check if you can cast, it's false. So it immediately attacks. So I think I can do it differently. Let's get rid of this stuff I did. I think I'm just going to split this up pretty basically into if you can dash, you will. Otherwise, you skip it entirely. That's probably okay. So like this. So this is charge dash, but I want to see if I can just skip that. So this is setting dash charging to true. Here I will set it to false, even though it's kind of redundant. Or I don't have... yeah, I can do that. Blade start dash. Guess I don't need that anymore, but it's so dumb looking. Okay. This should work. I charge it, immediately start the dash. So now I am currently dashing. Dash charging is not true anymore. None of this matters. Wait, that's not what I meant to do. Not start dash. Start dash should set dash charging to false, but oh fucking god, this is stupid. Dash charging is false. Okay, now I don't like this. You do the same logic. Otherwise, if you can swing, you start a dash, charge. Like, do I even have to do this? I think no. I think I can skip this entirely. I don't have to start a dash charge at all, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it does kind of nothing if you're only swinging, so... Okay, now I like this again. You click, you consume it, you decide what swing to do, and you start the swing. That's it. Done. Otherwise, if you can punch, you punch. Let's try again. Dash. Okay, I can dash again, so that's not right. Oh, because it's setting this... No, that's not it. When I dash, the cooldown goes to dash cooldown. That looks right. And now this goes to maximum of this minus the delta time or 0. Also looks right. Okay. I guess I'll print this out. Let's see what happens. NCD is... $1,500. That sure sounds right to me. And way down here when I'm setting it every frame, let's see what it is here. It's just... I guess the problem is that it starts before the dash is even finished. That's what's so confusing. So I guess I can check these two things. if you don't have wait for either dash animation in the logic of it, the logic timing of it, you are no longer dashing. Let me put that print statement back. Okay, so now it should stay at 1500 until you're actually not dashing, and then the cooldown begins. So I'm swinging, swinging, and dashing again. So the cooldown is just way too short, but it works. I don't even know what to make it though. 6 seconds. 8 seconds. Swing, swing, swing. Maybe one more. Yay. Oh, and another. And then dash. Okay. That's reasonable, maybe. I definitely need to give this thing an indicator. So the indicator is easy to do. I set that up yesterday. So all that work, kind of removed half of it, and it works now. Doesn't seem that bad. So this is in the decal system. Yeah, I'm trying to think what really the best way to do this here is. I don't think I want a value interpolator, maybe. I'm going to try it without a value interpolator first of all. Yeah. I should get rid of time. Indicators don't need a time, or it's too late. So you would say if dash remaining cooldown is greater than 0, create an indicator with the progress of it is this over dash cooldown and 1 minus? Yep. That's not all I do. Hang on. An indicator particle would make a lot more sense with the position. I don't know why I didn't do that. All it needs is a position. So it's just this, right? Down rotation. I just don't want to do this every frame, I guess. I don't know if this is stupid to optimize this or not, but there we go. So it makes the translation matrix at the position and then rotates it down because it's a decal. It's a forward-facing decal. So now it is a down-facing decal. So that's it. And then in the glaiveblade class, I should just have to give them the goblin position, but so... yeah, that's not hard to do. Goblin position time client. Yes, be like that. I'll call it goblin position. No, because it's also the indicator position. Okay, so there we go. Let's try, and let me get rid of that print statement. That should be here, I think. Cooldowns are technically probably done, and they're hooked into the CanCast manager, and they're being drawn. Thanks for the follow. Okay, so I dash, and then... okay, this is actually not what I wanted to do, I realize now. Yeah. Plus, I think it should be facing the other way. Yeah, because you can't even see it. So I think, for one, the indicator should... It does go the correct direction, so I just have to rotate it... like, yeah. Can I rotate a quaternion? I do not actually know if there's a function for that. I want to rotate a quaternion by a quaternion. I guess I could rotate the matrix by the quaternion. That's more math. Okay. So it's this, except... I mean, so I only have to do it once. It doesn't matter how stupid this is. The thing is, I'm pretty sure I have to do this. Conjugate this quaternion. So here is my correct probability down rotation, and now this is worth optimizing, I think. Okay, it has become... What even is that? Well, it's not right. Whatever it is. What if I don't do this? Hey, that works. Okay, I guess I did not need to do that. So, it's really not visibly obvious. It's not big enough or something, not thick enough, I don't know. I think it goes from negative 0.5 to 0.5. I think it doesn't matter when I scale it. I can scale it like, I'll do like 1.5 times larger, maybe. And then... I actually need two types of indicators. There is like a charge indicator and a cooldown indicator. Because also, I don't know if I'm doing this yet, but I guess I'm not. But the particles are supposed to be sorted by their type before they get drawn. So let's go fix this real quick. This is a cooldown indicator and a charge indicator. Okay. Now what? Shader. It's basically the same, which kind of sucks that I have to do this. The thing is, this alpha is going to be not 100%. Like 0.5? I'll see if that works. See, I don't know if I want the alpha to be 50% or if I want it to be gray. But anyways, so create cooldown indicator type. I guess this is okay. Charging? Charge indicator, charging indicator, charge indicator. Otherwise, they are exactly the same. Now let's try again after I fix these two things I just broke. This one, I guess, is technically a charge indicator. And what? 103. Blood, lava, cooldown, charge. How is it Duplicate use. Oh, 2. Oops. That... I mean, I can't even tell if it's transparent. I think it might be transparent, but I think this might be in the render pass before the scene gets rendered, so... It might be... I don't know. I mean, it basically has to be transparent though, right? Because this is a... Oh, I did it backwards. Okay, cooldown indicator first. I don't really like that. Let's put that next. This is like the main... This is... Right, but... I guess currently, actually, it's really simple because I have it in order of priority. Blood is the least important thing, lava is the next most important, and then cooldown and then charge. So, okay, fair enough. But then in the shader, I just have to swap these. It's supposed to be this. So this is cooldown indicator, charge indicator. The other problem is these are decals. If you jump up in the air, the indicator is gone. I'm not 100% sure what to do about that yet. Okay, so there's my cooldown. That looks not great. Maybe it should just be gray. That doesn't look good either. 0.25. Wait, not that. I mean that. Or 75% white, 50% opaque. This one's okay. One's okay. I wonder what I should do. I guess almost every class in the game only has like one cooldown ability though, if that. So I was thinking, what do you do when you... What do you do when you are trying to show multiple cooldowns? But I guess that's never a thing. Maybe that should be like a design rule then. Okay, so now for the cast indicators. That definitely looked to me like it started too early. It started at the start of my dash again. I'm almost certain it did. But I don't know how, because if you're dashing, it starts the update to the animation immediately. And then it sets, so at this point when you get down here, dashing is never false, but let's debug it like this. Dash updating, updating dash anim. So that's gonna print at some point in time. And then I want to print dash anim weight. I guess I'll also print if you have weight. Maybe somehow there's a discrepancy. So the bug I expect to see is that the very first instance that it prints dashing, it's going to say doesn't have weight. And in the very next frame, it will have weight. That's a bug. Okay, let's go find this. Dash, animate, blah, blah, blah. That all doesn't matter yet. Updating dash anim. Dash anim weight. Okay. That's my bug. It was supposed to be neither one is allowed to have weight. Whoops. Good. Okay, at least it wasn't an issue with the animation code. That code is scary. See, this is the problem with the decal. When you jump, the cooldown's gone. Okay. So let's now do... Yeah, this is fine. The actual casting indicator. I'll do cooldowns first because that's technically sorted if I do it this way. And then I'll do actual charging stuff. So to charge, I guess I can interpolate this because it's a part of the animation. Animation is like automatically interpolated. So you have dash charging. So effectively, I could make this look pretty good, I realize. But do I want to? So I could make it, if you are dash charging, it gets the delta time. This will work. So first step, if dash charging. Progress is get delta time of dash charge this time. I think that's all I have to do. This should be interpolated now. So it's this value over your charge duration, which is this. The other thing is I don't actually think I have to clamp this. I guess I would want to, though. So anyways, there is your progress, and then create charge indicator particle. I only have circles for now. I'll call this charge progress. That's all I do. Then add them. So the other thing I was going to try, okay, so first I'll look at this. This is only if you're still charging will it draw the charge particle, but the other thing I can do is if your charge has weight to it at all, I could draw it based on the weight, and so that would, the maximum of the weight or the delta time. Okay, there's my charge, you see, yeah. Now it's on cooldown. Nice. Maybe the cooldown should go the other way, from maximum down to minimum? Yeah, I think so. This is good. So the little nicety bit I can do is, if you charge halfway and let go, see it instantly goes away. It doesn't have to do that. So if I'm fixing that up, the way it would work is you say, otherwise if you're not fast charging but you have a weight of the animation, I think it doesn't even reset my delta time, so there's not it's not a great way to do it. Basically, I still need all this information, and then I get the charge progress, and I just multiply this by get the weight at the time. And I guess this is like in the render method, so it should be interpolated actually. So there you go. Has weight. But this feels like just a giant block of ugly stuff. Else if. Oh. Thanks for the follow, Richie. Okay. So does it... I have to wait on the fucking cooldown. When I charge a little bit and let go, it should go back to 0. Yeah, like that, see? It does it really fast. It's hard to see. It's kind of ugly that it... Every time I click, it thinks it's doing something. Almost no matter how fast I click, actually. Why is that? I guess I could have like a buffer. Maybe the... Oh, this is probably pretty smart. I don't want to have to always type this though, but for now I will, and then I'll generalize it. So I have like a buffered inputs, and there is some buffer duration. Okay, so this is when it's no longer considered a buffered ability. So you can click within 250 seconds of your ability ending and buffer another ability. I think it might be reasonable to use this same thing for the charge animation. Okay, so where's the render method? Okay. That's cooldown. The cooldown doesn't matter. So actually, I am gonna pass in this because I want to see it go back down to 0. I think that makes more sense. And now for charge progress, I'm gonna split this up. Charge progress is just this part, and then charge progress, just this part minus the buffer duration. The maximum of this in 0. And then you divide it by the actual charge duration, also minus the buffer duration. Fuck. I guess there's like no clean way to do this, is there? Well, this is a constant. Like, so this is fine to just subtract it. It's always fine. And I mean, I don't want to divide by 0 anyways. So I kind of don't want to clamp it. Clamping just adds to the clutter, and the thing is, I'm gonna have to write this exact code like 20 times, so I could clamp it here. I guess that's fine. So no more clamping. I don't know if this is stupid or not. I think I also want to say, if your dash is charging or you have weight, you do all this math, and then if your dash is not actually charging, this kind of simplifies it, right? Then your charge progress just gets multiplied. And this is why you would want to clamp it. Damn it. Because otherwise you would have a progress value of like potentially 1.5 or 2 or something. And now when you multiply that by the get weight, if that ever happens, which it kind of actually shouldn't, then it stays at 1. So that's just not what I want. I want it to ease out, which this should do. This is not necessary. So there we go. This is the updated version of this. If your dash is charging or you have weight, subtract the buffer duration so it won't render anything for the first... It might be too long. We'll see though. And then basically renormalize the duration based on that so it still reaches 1 at the same time. And then if it is releasing the charge, like you did not use it, you ease out with the weight of the animation. This part might be weird because not every animation has... Actually, yeah, they kind of do. Has the same ease out. It's fine. Let's try it. So I charge, I ease out, and yeah, you can see it ease back down. Nice. And yeah, nothing for a while. And then you do that. Nice. Boom, boom, boom. Wait, what? So yeah, it doesn't spam you with the things that I can charge up and then... Nice. And then if I throw that shit, pick it back up. So the remaining problem with this is that actually I need to draw this. I need to draw this at your feet always. I guess that's fine. The implication of that is that this is actually a different particle system because it's opaque and it's not a decal. That is important though. So it would be an opaque particle, which kind of sucks because it's currently anti-aliased. Like legitimately anti-aliased. What do I do?
Job's done.
Hey, thanks for the sub, Gus Viola. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do about keeping this at your feet. It's definitely... like, it's almost like I want it to be a decal until it's not. I could try that. That could actually happen in the decal system. Although, let me... could it... does this have... does the decal shader have a shadow out value? No, it does not. If it doesn't have a shadow out, I don't know if I can. Well... because the thing is, I could basically check when it is outside of the actual decal itself. And draw it at the boundaries of the decal. So when you jump, it would kind of like rip off the ground with you. I might still try to do this because it's kind of cool. And if it works, I think And if I do it this way, I can keep my anti-aliasing. The problem is it's going to write the shadows with it. So whatever shadows just happen to be behind it in the game are still going to be behind it no matter how off the ground you perceive it to be. So this is kind of hard to do. I think what I'll say is I'm going to try this first. This is like temporary code. If v-type is less than 1.5, discard. So this is typical decals. Otherwise, okay. This is converting it to local space. This is the actual texture coordinate of a local space, though. I want the actual texture coordinate of the cube that I'm rendering. The other problem is the actual cube might be being rendered. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do like ray math, but I can do that. That will be okay. It's not that expensive either. So I need the actual texture coordinate. Can I even get that? Fuck. Okay, I just need maybe the model position of this vertex would also work if I could have that. That would maybe also work. God. I mean, I guess that's just a position, so I could say flat. It's not flat. I could say out vec3 vpos. Okay, so here is the... so if I'm rendering the cube inverted, this will actually just work. But I am not sure if I am. Although I could. It would make the decals in general less efficient. Yeah. So I don't think I want to. So I'll do this first and see what happens. Which it's gonna be probably is not gonna work. And then when it doesn't work, I'm gonna actually just render these cubes, I think, and see what they look like. And then I'm gonna raycast from this V position on the cube with your view direction, which is kind of this, related to this, to get the back-facing side of the cube. Once I have the back-facing side of the cube, I can reconstruct the texture coordinate from that, and the effect will basically be, this is a lot of work that if I don't know if it's going to work. The effect will basically be, it'll be a decal on the ground. When it goes outside the boundaries of the cube, it's suddenly a decal floating in space. That should be what visually happens. I'm going to change this. This is actually what this is. So that gets the world position of the cube. That is okay. Yeah, so before I do all that, I should just invert the render facing and disable depth testing, and the effect will be exactly the same. So, okay, let's do this first. If you're outside the boundaries of the cube, text is supposed to be... Oh, no, I do want local position. So it's V position plus 0.5. So now this goes from 0 to 1. You just do this. Same thing. Okay. See what happens. What? Oh, I didn't import it. Whoops. In vec3 vpos. Okay, it did something. You can see it. Oh yeah, see, so I think so you're seeing double here because up here is out the surface in the game up here is technically out of the boundaries of the cube. And you can see the little corners of the cube. That's actually where the cube intersects with the ground because that area is within the boundaries of the cube. I think that's what's happening. And then it goes up, and because of the perspective of the camera, it takes up that whole place. Okay. So anyways, that's kind of what I expect. So now, just to test it real quick, if I go here and I invert the facing, the winding or whatever, which I guess that's in the graphics manager. Or how does this work? What is it called? I need winding, not this. I'm trying to think while I look at the code. Okay, so does it ever set the winding? Counterclockwise? I guess not. So I guess I just do it here. So what is the command? This. Oh wait, there should be a scope function. There it is. False. Not counterclockwise. And then disable depth test. Set depth test scope false. I think that might work. It's different. You can see, oh, down below there is now out of the boundaries. Oh, because it's rendering behind. Okay, I get it. I get it. So this is kind of the effect I was talking about though, but wrong. See, when I jump, it sticks to my character. That's pretty nice. Yeah. That if I just need to make it not fucked up. Okay, so the way to do it would be hang on. I have to take my position on the cube and get... Wait, I can probably still make it work. Let me put this back, and this is how I would do it anyways, no matter how I end up doing this math. This is... So when you're in this situation, you actually only want to render... If you're drawing, you actually only want to render the bottom face of the cube. So I can take my V position and say... This is also kind of stupid. If this guy's Y is... I don't know if I need an epsilon. I'm going to try no epsilon first. Do I have to... I don't have to else, right? This just exits, I think. Let's try it. I expect because it's not a flat, varying value, it needs an epsilon. Okay, well, it's actually definitely not right, whatever's happening right now. Oh, I see what's happening though. So I'm rendering the inside of it. The ground I'm rendering, this part right here, is invalid because the cube, I don't even know how to actually explain this. Maybe I should render the cube as semi-transparent or something so you can see it. But anyways, that part is technically under the ground. And so it is actually outside the boundaries of the decal cube. So because it's outside the boundaries, it's rendering it on the bottom, which it should be doing. So howdy again, thanks for GLB. Almost a minute apart from JSON, looks great. How do you draw targets on the ground so it kind of goes on verticals too? Draw targets on the ground so it kind of goes on verticals too. Do you mean like this? So like this? Is this what you're referring to? Like on a wall. Oh. Well, so I guess what you mean then is when I hit someone, they have blood splatter that can go on the wall, like that. And that is just it's actually the same thing. It's a decal. But when you hit someone, the blood goes your mouse target. Yeah, so that's also a decal. This is actually all the same. So it's just in deferred rendering, it's just I'm drawing a cube. Let's do this. Maybe this will make it easier to see or something. That's discarding. Okay, whatever. I don't know. But it's just drawing a cube, and then I use the depth buffer. I use the depth buffer and basically the screen position of the pixel to reconstruct the position in the world of that point. And if you take that and you multiply it by the inverse of the model matrix, you get back something in the local space of the cube. So from this, I can check if it's inside the boundaries of the cube. And so essentially what I'm doing is I draw a cube. The actual render process of it reads the pixels, reads the position in space that it's being drawn on top of. And if that position is validly inside the cube, it draws the texture on it. So it's projecting the texture onto the wall or with the ground or whatever, using the cube as the projection. I mean, it's also like, that's pretty standard. That would be, if you look up like deferred rendering screen space decals, you should find kind of that exact stuff. So this doesn't work. Understood. Yeah, good luck. How do I do this correctly? I don't need if it's outside the boundaries. I actually need only, I guess, if the target... Okay, so I want to discard if this is actually, wait, I want to discard if it's greater than negative 0.5, don't I? But not, I'm doing something wrong. Maybe that's right. Let's try that. You wrote Jai to GLSL converter? No, I'm just writing GLSL. It's just in a Jai file because I have... that kind of works. So that does work, doesn't it? Oh, but it's gone. It's just an AGI file because I have a dependency system I wrote. This could be an epsilon issue. Let's just try this. And the remaining issue with that little bit hanging out the side is because my transparent edge actually touches the edge of my texture. Okay, so this is not the issue. See that you also use 330, why not newer? Because I want to compile to web, and I'm not even sure if 330 does compile to web, but I also don't really see any reason to use newer because there's nothing I want in the newer ones. Did I do this wrong? It's if it's greater than 0.49 maybe. Maybe that's why it messed up. So basically I'm trying to only allow it to render outside of the decal space on the ground. Oh, it still doesn't work. Oh, it's Z! I meant Y. Wait, I did use Y. But I'm rotating my shape. So it is Z. I'm rotating my shape to face down, so actually it's probably Z has to be less than 0.49. Okay, I think I actually have it here. It's just that I did it backwards. And rotating it down is tricky. No. I don't know what to do. So this is reconstructing the space of the world into the space of my cube, and then it's giving me the local space of that. So actually, I think I want to check local space because this is the reconstructed version. So if local space, which now it is Y, is greater than negative 0.49? No. Local space goes from 0 to 1. Maybe this is okay. Because local space, this might be okay. Oh, but I see it over on the left side, so I think it's again just a rotation issue, so it's probably like Z or X or something. But this also makes me think it's going to render under the ground. I think I have to check both local space and my vertex space. Hey, wait, that works. It works. Okay, so now the issue is that essentially what it's trying to do is project the entire decal up my cube when I'm off the ground. And because of my transparency thing going on, you have lines on the edge, reasonably so. So I could maybe fix that. Like, it should have lines on the edge, so I'm concerned I either have to add a buffer to my texture, my actual image. The other thing I can try, in my graphics manager, this indicator texture thing, what is it called? Should upload becomes false, and then how do you do this? border color. So this is what I'm gonna try. I don't actually think this is gonna work. Indicator texture border color is 0000. Indicator texture. There's a wrap mode which has border. So I can pass this in when I load it, right? Yeah. But I don't think this is gonna work. Because I think it's rendering validly like a texture coordinate of 0 or 1, and that's picking up the anti-aliased edge. Yeah, did not fix it. Well, let's not do that. I'm just gonna open it up and edit it. This is what it changed to last night. Unfortunate that I have to do this, though. I wonder if it's gonna mess up anything. I guess it looks okay still. It was never that precise to begin with. 512, 512. Okay, now it has 1 pixel of stuff. Oh, it needs 2 pixels of stuff. Okay, undo everything. Because it's actually a 256 texture. So 08. And now 512, 512. Now export it. Save for web. Actually, now that it has those 2 pixels, I can just export it. Save for web does edges better for some reason. But it has a padding now. Yeah, that should be okay. Yes, replace it. That was my computer. Maybe I can disable the Windows noises for OBS. You would have to set to 300. You may lose some cool stuff, and I don't know how people support both. I use ifdef. Yeah, I'm not that worried about making it actually compatible yet. So here we go. I can jump, and it renders it at my feet. I can still see it. Technically, this works. The thing is, it picks up the shadows. Like if I jump over the edge, see? It picks up the shadows of the things that are under my feet. So I don't actually think I care about that, to be honest. It's not that visually confusing. But I could fix that if I just allow this pass to write into the shadow buffer. But anyways, all that works. The remaining problem with it, see, it's pretty cool too. Like if I go over a steep edge like this, oh, that's apparently it doesn't have physics. Okay. Yeah, that's so cool. I like this. It's a decal until it can't be, and then it just continues on the invisible ground that doesn't actually exist. And actually, what's happening though is it's drawing to the ground behind it, which is why it picks up the shadows. So it's actually drawing on those sticks. So the anti-aliasing, it's fine to anti-alias this because technically it's still opaque. It's not actually floating in the air. Gustula, that's cool. Thanks, man. So this is done. I think if you don't know the trick behind it, it's visually nice. If you actually think about it as being on the ground back there, it's kind of fucked up. The remaining issue with this that I need to fix, that was loud. Also, his hat shouldn't be floating. In order to make this work, let me push this. It's pretty good. Indicators work for glaiveblade. The decals are visible. In order to make this work, I had to render the back face and disable depth testing. that makes the decal system in general way less efficient. So I'm gonna fix this off stream, but it's not hard to fix. What's happening is it's relying on knowing the back side of the decal. So it's rendering like the back of the cube. Thanks for following, man. But it only actually has to, how do I word it? Like it renders the back of the cube, right? I don't even know how to draw this. But it only starts doing this weird shit, drawing an error, if the decal is entirely above the ground. Thanks for the follow. So I can still render their front face. That's fine. It's just that I'm gonna have to get the back face in math. So I'm just gonna have to basically project onto the back face, that's all. And that shouldn't even be that hard because in reality, all I have to do while I'm thinking about it, when switches to rendering, well, it is back face, whatever, like, whatever, counterclockwise. When you switch to rendering counterclockwise, get the intersection of this ray with the ground plane, or with the bottom plane of the cube. That's all I have to do. And then check validity of the XZ boundaries. And maybe discard again. So that's why I wanted to do it here for now. It's so much easier just to write these 2 lines of code than do this. But so this task was, what was this? Task done, indicator. Well, I kind of did all the indicator stuff, but I only did it for glaiveblade as an example. So I'll just have to go through and do all the rest of them. So that's all I'm going to do on stream. I'm going to do more of this indicator stuff off stream, and then I'm also going to make them front face or whatever, counterclockwise wind it again. Who do I host? Does anyone know someone streaming, or maybe even streaming Jai? That would be nice, but probably not. Oh, wait. Well, not streaming Jai, but Travis is streaming. Travis does custom C Vulkan engine stuff. I think he might be in the Jai beta. I don't remember. This is kind of like the closest thing to Jai you're going to find in fucking game dev category at the moment. All right, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll have indicators done. So tomorrow I'll probably end up doing making, when you dash, you're gonna have little wind behind you. It's gonna go and make noise and stuff with all the dashes in the game. All right, I'll be back. See ya.